Off they go! Showing the Jackson from the well. Tia Clayton is also moving well. Saturation Shelly-Ann Clark. It's Clayton and Jackson. Clayton and Jackson!
Tia Clayton walked into Doha as a promising young sprinter, but what she did next left the entire stadium stunned. One race, one breathtaking moment, and suddenly, everyone in track and field was asking the same question. How did she just do that? Tia's rise didn't happen overnight. She's part of Jamaica's next generation of sprinters, but her journey began years before she made headlines. From her early days at Edwin Allen High School, where she trained under renowned Coach Michael Dyke, Tia showed exceptional promise. Alongside her twin sister Tina, she dominated junior competitions, setting relay records and earning medals at global youth championships. Their performances at the World U20 Championships and Carifta Games set the stage for something bigger. In 2021, Tia was part of the Jamaican women's 4x100 meters relay team that won gold at the World Athletics U20 Championships in Nairobi, Kenya. That quartet set a World U20 record of 42.94 seconds. These moments weren't just milestones, they were proof that Tia had both the talent and experience to one day take on the senior level. The leap from junior to senior level is where many young athletes struggle. The races are faster, the pressure is heavier, and the margins for error are razor thin. For Tia, the transition wasn't seamless. She faced injuries, inconsistent performances, and the challenge of redefining herself among elite athletes. But rather than break, she adapted. She focused on refining her mechanics, improving her strength, and building the mental toughness needed for senior competition. Her breakthrough came at the Jamaican National Championships in 2024. Lining up against more experienced athletes, Tia clocked a personal best of 10.86 seconds in the 100 meters. It was a defining moment, not just because of the time, but because of what it represented. She had stepped out of her sister's shadow and into the spotlight on her own terms. That performance qualified her for the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, where she represented Jamaica in the 100 meters. Though she didn't medal, her presence in the final as the youngest in the field was historic. It marked a changing of the guard, a moment when Jamaica's sprint future collided with its decorated past. At the Olympics, Tia held her own among global stars. She advanced through the rounds with maturity and composure, eventually finishing 7th in the final. While the headlines focused on veterans, analysts noted her performance as one of the most promising for Jamaica's future. She gained invaluable experience under the highest pressure, an experience few athletes get before the age of 20. The momentum didn't stop there. In 2025, she returned stronger, faster, and more focused. At the Doha Diamond League meet, Tia Clayton exploded out of lane 3 to clock a world-leading 10.92 seconds in the women's 100 meters, her most dominant performance yet. Her twin sister Tina followed closely, finishing second with a time of 11.02 seconds, making it a 1-2 finish for the Clayton twins. The race also featured sprint legend Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Despite a powerful closing surge, Fraser-Pryce narrowly missed the podium, finishing 4th in 11.05 seconds. Great Britain's Amy Hunt edged her out for 3rd with a personal best of 11.03. The Doha win not only solidified Tia's rise, but underscored the generational shift taking place in Jamaican sprinting as young athletes like the Claytons began to take center stage alongside their veteran teammates. It was a statement race on a global stage, confirming Tia wasn't just a rising star, she had officially arrived. What's driving Tia's meteoric rise? It's a combination of genetics, culture, and relentless discipline. Jamaica has long been a sprinting powerhouse, but what sets athletes like Tia apart is the system they grow up in. From youth development programs to elite high school coaching, the island nation invests heavily in sprinting from a young age. Tia's path through Edwin Allen High, known for producing world-class talent, was no coincidence. Coach Michael Dyke, who has developed multiple Olympic and World Championship athletes, played a key role in shaping Tia's early form. His training philosophy emphasizes technical excellence, sprint mechanics, and mental resilience. Under his guidance, Tia mastered the fundamentals and built the consistency required to perform at elite levels. She benefited from a structure that emphasizes technique, strength, and mental toughness. Athletes like her are conditioned early to understand the importance of consistency, work ethic, and recovery. That foundation becomes even more critical when facing the pressure of global stages. Another key element of Tia's development is her fierce competitiveness. The sibling rivalry with her twin sister Tina has fueled both of them to push harder. They train together, race each other, and hold one another accountable. It's a dynamic that breeds excellence, and it's worked. What makes Tia especially dangerous on the track is her explosive start and top-end speed. Her reaction time off the blocks is elite, and she's learned how to maintain form under fatigue, two qualities that separate medalists from the rest of the pack. Her Doha victory showed both in action. She led from the gun and never looked back. But Tia's journey is more than just fast times. It's about evolution. The way she rebounded after setbacks in 2023, recalibrated her training, and improved mentally is what truly defines her rise. Her story isn't just about talent, it's about transformation through perseverance. Her training has become more tailored as she matures. Sprint-specific strength work, flexibility training, and recovery protocols like physiotherapy and hydrotherapy are now part of her weekly routine. These details matter at the highest level, where tenths of a second make all the difference. As her name gains recognition on the global circuit, she's also becoming a role model for the next wave of Jamaican sprinters. Young athletes look up to her not just because of her speed, but because of her discipline and humility. She often speaks about the importance of staying grounded and remembering where she came from, values instilled in her by family and coaches. Looking at the broader picture, Tia represents the future of Jamaican sprinting, with legends like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Elaine Thompson-Herah nearing the ends of their careers. The question has been, who's next? Tia's performances are quickly answering that, and while she's still young, the expectations are already high. Every race she runs is dissected by fans, coaches, and analysts, but she's handling the pressure like a seasoned pro. Whether it's a national meet or an international final, she shows up composed, focused, and ready. Tia's story also reflects something bigger, how Jamaica continues to produce sprint stars generation after generation. It's not luck, it's a culture. From school championships to community support, sprinting is in Jamaica's DNA. Tia is simply the latest chapter in that legacy, but she's writing it in bold. In 2025, her schedule is packed with Diamond League meets, national trials, and preparation for the World Championships. With every race, she's gaining experience, sharpening her race IQ, and closing the gap between potential and podiums. The scary part? She's still improving. As she looks ahead, all eyes are on her to anchor Jamaica's next sprint dynasty. And based on everything she's shown so far, she's not just ready for that role, she's built for it. Tia Clayton didn't just show up to compete, she showed up to dominate. From training tracks in Jamaica to stadiums packed with the world's best, she's making her mark, one race at a time. And if her recent performances are any sign, she's only just getting started.
Look out and watch running for track Houston in lane 7, Dylan Mitchell. And Mitchell with a fantastic start. Excellent drive phase.
This 14-year-old just ran faster than Olympic champions did in high school, and almost nobody even noticed. His name is Dylan Mitchell. He's a freshman at C.E. King High School in Houston. And on one crazy weekend in March 2025, he did something that left even Olympic champions speechless. You know Usain Bolt? The fastest man ever? He ran 9.58 seconds in the 100 meters back in 2009. He was 22 years old when he set that record. Now, Dylan Mitchell isn't quite there yet. But here's the thing that's blowing everyone's mind. He just ran 10.07 seconds at 14 years old, as a freshman in high school. To put that in perspective, most high school seniors can't even break 11 seconds, and this kid is doing it before he can even get his driver's license. It all started on March 7th. Dylan showed up to a track meet and ran the 100 meters in 10.35 seconds. That's a national freshman record. The very next day, he came back and ran even faster. This time, 10.29 seconds. 2 national records in 2 days. But wait, it gets better. Just a couple weeks later, he dropped it down to 10.07. That's when people really started paying attention. Dylan himself couldn't believe what was happening. He told reporters, "It was a very eventful weekend. Saturday was one of my best days ever. My hard work helped me get the recognition. The Lord blessed me and He delivered. I felt like I deserved it because I had put the work in, but I did not see this coming. It was all a blessing." Before that weekend, his best time was 10.45 seconds. That's already really fast for a freshman, but to drop almost half a second in just a few weeks, that's crazy. After Dylan ran that 10.29, college football coaches went absolutely nuts. And we're not talking about small schools. We're talking about the biggest programs in the country. Dylan explained what happened next. He said, "I got 10 offers in about 90 minutes. Going into the weekend, I had offers from Texas State, Arkansas, Sacramento State, and UIW. After I ran Saturday, Houston offered first. Right after that, Texas Tech offered. Think about that. 10 scholarship offers in 90 minutes. That might be faster than his 100-meter time. The offers kept rolling in while he was just trying to drive home. SMU offered, then Florida, then Grambling, then Georgia. Baylor jumped in. Ole Miss called. Texas A&M reached out. Marshall wanted him too. Dylan said, offers kept coming in as we drove home. It was crazy. It all happened so fast. Before that weekend, only 4 schools had offered him scholarships. Arkansas was actually the first big program to offer him back in January. They saw something special before everyone else did. But after those record-breaking runs, suddenly every major college program wanted this kid on their team. Now, you might be thinking, okay, he's fast for a 14-year-old, but is he really that special? Well, let me tell you what Justin Gatlin thinks. If you don't know who that is, Justin Gatlin is an Olympic gold medalist. He's one of the fastest humans to ever live. And even he can't believe what Dylan is doing. On March 23rd, Gatlin was talking about Dylan on his podcast called Ready, Set, Go. And he was genuinely shocked. Gatlin actually knows Dylan personally. He described him as a quiet kid who keeps to himself. But when Gatlin saw what Dylan was doing on the track, his mind was blown. Gatlin said,
"So I met Dylan, and young guy, kind of a guy like you could tell like he just keeps to himself. To know I met this kid and him going out there and doing that and staying in touch with him, man, it blew my mind."
But here's the part that really matters. Gatlin admitted that when he first heard about Dylan, he thought the kid might run 10.4 as a freshman. That would already be impressive. But when Dylan ran 10.35, Gatlin had to reach out to him. Gatlin told him,
I hit him up and said, "Hey man, I didn't run 10.35 till I was a senior."
Let that sink in. An Olympic gold medalist didn't run that fast until he was 18 years old. Dylan is doing it at 14. But it didn't stop there. Gatlin watched as Dylan kept getting faster. He explained,
and then double back around the next week and run 10.2 with a little tailwind to it, but then double back around again to run 10.0 now.
His podcast co-host, Rodney Green, was just as stunned. He kept saying,
that freshman, Dylan Mitchell, the 10.07 as a freshman.
Let's really dig into how rare this is. Justin Gatlin was born in 1982. When he was a senior in high school in the year 2000, he was one of the best sprinters in the country. His times were somewhere between 10.2 and 10.4 seconds. Really fast, but not breaking into the 10.0 range yet. Gatlin didn't run faster than 10.1 seconds until he was in his late teens or early 20s. When he went to the University of Tennessee as a freshman in 2001, he was 19 years old. That's when he finally ran 10.08 seconds and won the NCAA championship. Dylan Mitchell just ran 10.07 seconds. He's only 0.01 seconds slower than what Gatlin did in college, but Dylan is 5 years younger. 5 years. That's a huge difference. And here's what makes it even more impressive. Track athletes usually reach their peak speed when they're in their mid-20s. That's when their bodies are fully developed and they've had years of training. Dylan is 14. His body is still growing. He's still learning. He's still developing. If he's this fast now, how fast will he be when he's 20 or 25? Some track fans online are already predicting he could run 9.90 or even 9.80 seconds by the time he's a senior in high school. That would put him right up there with Olympic-level sprinters. But here's something most people don't know. Dylan isn't just a track star. He's also a football player, and he might be even better at football than he is at track. Last season, as a freshman, Dylan played for C.E. King High School's football team. They went undefeated, perfect 10-0 record, and Dylan was a huge part of that success. He scored 26 total touchdowns. Let me break that down for you. He scored 13 touchdowns rushing the ball. He scored 7 touchdowns catching passes, and he scored 6 more touchdowns returning kicks and punts. That's 26 touchdowns as a freshman. He also ran for 667 yards on only 26 carries. That means every time he touched the ball, he gained about 25 yards. That's crazy. And he finished with close to 1,400 all-purpose yards for the season. And he ran a 4.37-second 40-yard dash. That's the speed test that NFL scouts use, and he did it as a 14-year-old. That's faster than a lot of professional football players. So what's next for Dillon Mitchell? Well, he's got a lot of options. With over a dozen scholarship offers already, and he's only a freshman, the list is going to keep growing. He's already thinking about which schools he wants to visit. He mentioned Georgia, Florida, and Ole Miss as places he definitely wants to see. His brother Will plays football at Texas State, so he's been on that campus. His parents went to Texas A&M, so he knows about that school too. But Georgia is the one that really caught his attention. He said, "Georgia is a school I know about because they have been very good in college football and developed a lot of top players the last few years. The track and field world has seen young talents before. Quincy Wilson won Olympic gold at 16. Gout broke one of Usain Bolt's records at 16. But Dillon Mitchell is younger than both of them were when they made headlines. And he's already running faster than most high school seniors will ever run. Track fans online can't stop talking about him. One person wrote, 10.04 at 14 years old is nuts. Another said, absolutely insane. 10.04 at 14 inches. They're right to be amazed. This is the kind of talent that only comes around once in a generation, maybe even less than that.
The two champions over 200 meters, but Lyles is never to be denied his shining moment.
Noah Lyles and Sha'Carri Richardson just dropped news that's sending shockwaves through the track and field world. Partnering with USA Track and Field, the two sprinting superstars are joining forces in a move that could redefine American dominance on the global stage. With the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics fast approaching, their announcement has fans convinced something big is coming. After a series of successes at the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, both Lyles and Richardson have cemented their places as the faces of U.S. sprinting. Their performances were not just victories in terms of timing, but a signal that the U.S. is coming for the gold, especially in the highly competitive relay events. Historically, while the U.S. has been a dominant force in individual sprinting, its relay teams have faced challenges. But that all changed after the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo. The U.S. Track and Field Federation, USATF, overhauled its relay strategy, and the results have been nothing short of impressive. Both the U.S. men's and women's 4x100-meter relay teams won gold, a feat only achieved once before in the past 10 years at a major championship. At the heart of this success were Noah Lyles and Sha'Carri Richardson. We always have great talent, but do we have the culture in place to allow the talent to achieve what they're capable of? Said Robert Chapman, USA Track and Field's Chief of High Performance Operations. I feel we took a solid, positive step to nailing that process. The U.S. made some crucial changes, focusing less on internal politics and more on performance. With a streamlined selection process for the relay teams, the coaching staff emphasized consistency and execution, resulting in one of the least dramatic and most successful relay campaigns the U.S. has seen in years. Sha'Carri Richardson, who anchored the U.S. women's 4x100-meter relay team to a gold medal in Tokyo, has had a transformative journey. Her performances have been nothing short of awe-inspiring, and her leadership at the 2025 World Championships was a major milestone. After winning the 4x100-meter relay, Sha'Carri Richardson emphasized that it wasn't just about individual speed, but the team's chemistry and trust. Her performance was fueled by the unity and coordination, which ultimately made the difference in securing the victory.
We've been great, and we're going to continue to be great because as athletes, women are going to show up, and our coach and athletes as well all have the same common goal.
Richardson's journey from a controversial suspension to becoming a world champion has been a testament to her resilience. In 2024, she solidified her status on the global stage with a silver medal in the 100 meters at the Paris Olympics and a gold medal in the 4x100 meters relay. However, her role as an anchor in the relay race was what really highlighted her leadership qualities. On the men's side, Noah Lyles has become one of the most consistent sprinters in the world. With a personal best of 9.79 seconds in the 100 meters and 19.31 seconds in the 200 meters, Lyles is setting new standards in the sport. Lyles' 2025 World Championships performance was legendary. He not only anchored the U.S. men's 4x100-meter relay team to gold, but also took home a gold medal in the 200-meter with a time of 19.52 seconds. Noah Lyles has consistently emphasized that his motivation stems from personal ambition rather than external expectations. He has stated that he doesn't run for others but for himself, aiming to be the best and pushing his limits.